It's
Oh.
Wednesday.
Woo-hoo!
Wednesday.
We got there.
Yay! It's time to drink gin.
And Eva's back from Happy Easter, Eva.
Thank you. Happy Easter to you too.
Cool.
Happy
Here you go.
Easter.
Who's
So
first one?
this week we are doing
Wine-inspired gin.
wine-inspired gin
Indeedy, indeedy.
because who wants to choose?
Between wine and gin, when you can have both.
Exactly.
Well, that's part of it. And realistically, the world got to know this styles of gin, I suppose, was with the Four Pillars Shiraz gin.
That's true.
But there's been a lot of different ones around because, strangely enough, a lot of wineries have got distilleries have got, and they're all muddled up together.
Well,
All
the other
hanging out
thing is,
together.
a lot of Australian gin comes from a grape-based spirit because the wine industry creates a lot of excess
Stuff.
stuff that can be distilled to make a spirit. So it kind of makes sense that you would take all of this excess spirit from winemaking and do something with it and make spirit. So, you
Yeah.
know, there's already wine in a lot of the gin we drink today anyway.
Or wine-based.
Grapes.
Wine-based
So when you-
spirits. Grape-based spirits.
Grape-based spirit. So when you're like choosing what to flavour it with,
May as well choose the
may
grapes
as
you
well,
make it with.
yeah, put two and two together.
That's fair.
Cheers.
Well, if when we did our Shiraz gins in the past, we've got to talk about, and they all came from the same thing. These people were distilling, but there's a winery next door or across the road or in the middle of a vineyard, and it's like, oh look, there's grapes. Now what do we do? Can I mix them up? You know, so
Throw it in the still, see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, that's true. We have Liz at home. Good to see the gang back.
woohoo!
Gang.
Yay, gang!
And Ian says, hi guys.
Hello,
and
Ian.
is
Hello.
having croquettes.
Salty beef.
Good on you,
And
Ian.
Ian has his tasting set
Yeah.
on time and
Yeah.
unbroken because he
So-
came from South Australia to
And
get
picked it up himself.
Our poor mate Ian, who has been the victim of much Australia post-failure, getting his tasting sets over the last couple of weeks has been really hard. But he was down in Melbourne for Easter, so we got to pick it up in person. So he
That's one
drove
way
a
to
very
do it.
long way to get his gin. But anyway,
No,
And
goody
more,
good.
more about the visit.
More about the visit
we'll
later.
get into that.
Now, this is made at the Rockford Winery, who are
Chardonnay.
in the Yarra Valley, who are specialists in Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, and other varieties. But one of the best known for is their Chardonnay. So they made gin with Chardonnay.
Yeah.
With gin written in the middle.
Yeah.
Chardonnay gin. Chardonnay.
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 So I don't know exactly what process they used to incorporate the Chardonnay with the gin, but it would have been somewhere there.
From what I understand, Chardonnay grapes get thrown in the still, but I'm not 100% sure.
Do they mix the
We did
juice as
try
well?
and do research for that, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
because this one is quite new as
This
well.
is the
Yeah.
first
They-
ever batch.
Yeah.
They only just released it. So.
Yeah.
So they haven't really released a whole lot of press information. Anyway, let's dive in.
Yeah.
Smells like gin.
Mm.
Smells like just Chardonnay.
Doesn't smell as woody.
I wonder if they do a barrel age on this one. That'd be fun.
Ooh, I dare say it probably won't smell as woody if it's
Because
the
there's
grape.
no barrel.
Mm.
There's no
Yeah.
barrel.
Mm. I remember Luke has previously said white grapefruit with this one.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, and sort of some floral scents as well.
Do you know what's really interesting? The floral note with the grapefruit on this reminds me of like hops, like beer hops.
Okay.
Nearly a bit jasmine. You get that?
I get a weird green tea sort of thing from it.
I was going more
Yeah.
honeysuckle, to be honest.
I find
Honeysuckle.
I think honeysuckle's around the smell. This is quite a.
And
Oh.
for everybody at home, this week we do have a couple of special guests in the Peanut Gallery. So we've got Jen and Caitlin and Chris Tippett. So if you hear some
Cool
voices
name.
you don't recognise, we do have an off-screen audience today.
Yeah.
No, I just thought I'd point it out for everybody at home.
Chipmunks.
I'm gonna dive in.
Dive.
Ooh, it's really quite sharp on the front palate, but not in a bad way.
Nice and dry.
Mm.
It disappears, but then like the sweetness lingers.
There is a nice bit of sweetness in there actually, in the back palate.
Mm.
And the front, in the middle of the front palate,
Oi.
Oi, that's where I'm going with this, is sort of it's almost a citrusy tang, sort of.
Mm.
Yeah,
I reckon.
I'm trying to work out what citrus to put with it. Vivian thinks maybe not orange.
I'm thinking
She's
not
put it
orange.
in and taken it out.
Lemon works.
Lemon's good.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking lemon or lime with this guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go lime.
I was thinking lime.
I'm gonna punch up the zest on this.
Ooh.
Might even be a bit of strawberry.
That's a bit mean to
Yeah.
punch it.
Oh, that's really sweet. Oh, squeeze like
Vivian, did you go lemon?
Mm.
Much better?
Mm.
Yeah. Oh,
Luke's
and you're
gone
going
lime. How's
lime.
lime, Luke?
Not lime.
Not lime?
It ain't lime. That's
Nope. And not even with the tonic. Nope.
yeah. It becomes
Dishwashing liquid?
Right.
Just water really opens it out. Opens out
I'm-
the big
Mm.
palate, and it's really quite nice.
doing the
Oh.
very undignified thing and fishing out my garnish.
Oh no, Ian said I'm going a hint of lime and soda.
Ugh.
What has happened?
Ugh.
Come a little bit of ice.
Ian, what do you think of the lime and soda? Liz
Yeah,
is
we're
going
going
with kumquat.
We're going with normal
Classic.
tonic or Mediterranean tonic.
Default is
Up to you.
Actually, kumquat
Ice,
would...
Eva?
Yes, wait, in a mode. Sorry.
Jen's right, it's good with water in it.
Yeah. We've just put ice in,
Mm.
and that might open it a bit.
Yeah, Ian has then gone and said, okay, just soda.
Lemon. Lemon kind of works. And you're right, bit of water works
Can I have a
too.
bit of Mediterranean, please? Thank you.
Maybe a bit of sugar. That's what I was thinking. I went the orange because I thought it needed a bit of sweetness, and maybe the
Mm.
Mediterranean is the answer to that.
Yes or no? Yay or nay?
Mediterranean's
Liz
good.
says, mine is delicious.
Well, not everyone's sitting there with kumquats, although I could have brought some all over the drive.
That being said, there comes a point when all of your gin tastes like kumquat.
Is that a bad thing?
Might be.
It is if you're, I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out what the lemon does. It's done something, but I can't figure out what. It's going to really bug me. Mm.
Sometimes it just needs the citrus.
So you go with Mediterranean
okay.
tonic?
Oh.
Plot twist. I don't like Mediterranean tonic, but
That's really good.
that's it. That's
Mediterranean?
it. Yeah, hell
So
yeah.
you don't like Mediterranean.
No, I just don't like
not
it
your
with
go-to.
most
There's,
gins.
there's fewer things that goes with it. I would agree with that, but I think it's really
No,
good
but
for
there's gins that
dryness.
Vivian and Ross have liked the Mediterranean with, and I haven't. So it's not just like a simple yes and no. It's like I
No,
generally.
that is absolutely a really good match.
Yeah. Yeah, that works.
Nice.
Rochford, Chardonnay.
The thing with the Mediterranean, it has
lemon.
Mediterranean has rosemary oil, well, rosemary in it. So the rosemary oil tends to react with a lot of things, and sometimes they're not a good reaction.
But that's like lemon and rosemary. It's like giving me like.
Lamb.
No, it's giving me.
Lamb! What?
It's giving me.
Food matching with gin over Easter, and
It's like a chunk of lamb in it, and then flambe it on that barbecue. Go on.
Autumn, slightly too cold to be outside, but spit roasted pork with rosemary and like maybe some sumac, paprika. Nice bit of this bad boy going on.
okay.
Chippen's just like,
Mm.
I think it needs the
hungry.
yeah, it needs the citrus to sort of cut through a little bit of the. There's a tiny bit of oiliness there,
Yeah.
and that's what opens up, I reckon, when you put in the water as well.
Mm.
I think that's fun. I
Yummy,
really like
yummy,
that.
scrummy.
Yeah. Yum, yum,
That's,
yum.
that's interesting. That was I liked it a lot better when I added things to it. It didn't have enough going on.
Now this is.
Though when we first did try it, we were quite amazed.
We were very
with it.
impressed.
Yeah.
The other reason we mentioned it is because, and the reason it ended up in the tasting was because when we first tasted it, for a first batch to come from a winery, it's really good quality spirit.
Mm.
And I do know that it's made in collaboration with Alchemy Distillers.
Oh, nice.
They're in Healesville?
Yeah, Hillsville.
Yeah, okay.
And they do a lot of. Ross, just look at that. They do a lot of collaborations with helping people set up their stills and starting out people, making gins for other people and collaborating with them.
They
So-
help other people
Well,
make
yeah.
really good gin.
Yes.
And it makes
that's
sense.
what
It's like if you don't know how well it's going to go, you may as well.
Anyway,
Team
moving on to
Australia.
the press and blue.
It's really, really pretty.
Now, we were looking for a rosé gin and we did some searching around and we came across this little thing.
Mm.
Is
And-
it rose or rosé?
Rosé.
Rosé.
It's
Um,
hard to find.
For anyone at home who's got a sample bottle, it is not rose gin, it's rosé gin. Our label printing software doesn't do
Accents.
accents, acutes, or symbols of certain
Doesn't
types.
do anything.
Well, it's
It
the
prints
that's
the
the
labels.
labeling software that is.
Yeah. Anyway,
But yeah, these guys, I think they're McLaren.
McLaren Vale?
McLaren Vale.
That we, yeah.
No, they are Adelaide Hills.
Adelaide Hills.
We
We can't find a whole lot of information about them. Little bits and
Yeah.
pieces.
So it's
So they're a mystery.
From what I understand, they're a couple based out of Adelaide Hills region. They produce a couple of Pinots and some other reds. From what I understand, they recently acquired the winery, and they don't actually publicise this gin very heavily. So from what I understand, it's a bit of a passion project,
Yeah.
and it's their little fun. So what we do know is it's made from Sangiovese.
Yes.
I can smell.
Sand.
Bit of sand.
Sounds amazing.
I smell tequila. Like,
And last time we tasted this, we were all very surprised because the problem with pink gins is you just expect them to be sweet,
Yeah.
but this is not.
This is not.
And we were all so surprised that it's so dry. And I've had some rosé gins before that weren't dry, and this was why it ended up in the pick, because it was so exciting to have a dry rosé gin.
Yeah, Liz and Ian agree. Very rosé-y on the nose. And I'm also surprised. I have never tasted a rosé and said strawberries and cream, but I get strawberries and cream with this one. That's
Yep.
a first for me.
Yeah.
There's a really interesting citrus note in here that I've not been able to identify.
Pomelo.
Pomelo's a good bet.
It's that pinky grapefruit, isn't it? Quite pink.
I get the strawberry bit. I'm not
It's
about
nearly
the
back to
cream.
citron.
Well, Liz has agreed. She gets a bit of creaminess on the nose.
I'm going back to citron. You know that big lumpy sort of slightly.
Dude.
What is that?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on,
We
it's
had
almost
something similar to this. Only
lemon balm.
That's it. Thank you.
Oh.
It's not lemon, it's lemon balm.
That's it.
That
That's
makes
it.
sense, yeah.
Or even
That's what's giving you that green smell that you think is
yeah,
tequila.
it's
Yeah, absolutely.
Good one, Luke.
or even lemon aspen or lemon babe. Hang on.
No, let's stick with lemon balm.
No, well, I recently planted lemon verbena, so I'm like,
Snippy sniff.
is this what is going on?
No, it does smell like lemon balm to me.
I think this is really
I'm diving in
interesting.
anyway. Ah.
Yeah.
Careful, I'm part of the bottom.
There's like a eucalypty note that
Oh,
comes
now
through.
Yeah.
when you make lemon balm tea or cordial,
That.
Yeah, that's
that
it.
flavour.
It's that nettily sort of
Yeah,
Yeah.
almost like grippy, leafy.
We have used lemon balm, and it may
Jen is
well
very
work
surprised by the taste of this.
in a
No, I just
sangria.
added water and it's made it really sweet.
Oh,
I'm like, what?
all right. I'm gonna add some ice and see what happens. Maybe it might be suffering from a bit of bottle shock or something.
Been here a while though.
Lime is no good.
Lime? No,
lime.
good.
Caitlin is putting her body on the
I'm
line.
almost thinking orange. Yeah.
Because my problem
Great
is
minds.
there's a lemon balm going on here, and I think if I put lemon on top,
It's really lemony.
it might just be like a lemon balm,
That's
I'm
my
gonna go.
worry as well.
and I think it might overtake the rosé. So,
Okay, I'm going to try orange.
Roscoe, what do you think? Brains? Any of them?
Well, I'm thinking definitely not Mediterranean tonic because that will go the wrong way with that.
Oh, orange is fun. I just spilled it.
Oh no, orange is good.
Orange is really good.
Oh, that's
Not really orange.
yummy scrummy.
Oh, Liz has popped us raspberry in hers.
Oh, yeah.
Raspberry's a good idea.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I really like it with orange.
Well, I've just gone with the straight Indian tonic. I like that, but I think now I can see the orange.
I don't know if my orange wedge is too big though, for the ratio.
I'm
Okay,
gonna.
so are we thinking Mediterranean or Indian?
We've gone Indian.
Yeah, not Mediterranean. I think that will react with the rosemary badly.
Osmany?
Oh, yummy! I'm like very into that.
Yeah, that's it. That's
oh
the
yeah,
one.
that's the bomb.
That's it.
But some of these flavours are...
I could also drink a lot of that.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's flavourful but not heavy.
No.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's bright, it's
Like
fresh.
a big drink.
So, yeah, big,
Big
long
drink.
balloon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A balloon.
Oh.
No, like a
Yeah.
punch
Used to
bowl
do that on
glass.
camera.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Yeah, what we call a Spanish gin and tonic, which is like
Yeah.
a big, lots of ice, lots of garnish,
They
very
know
little
what they're
tonic.
doing. And they drink more gin than anybody else on the planet, the Spanish.
It is
Go
true.
Ah,
They know what they're doing.
they do have a fair few.
It's
gins.
get a big glass, lots of ice,
Yeah.
decent
Yeah.
garnish, and
Perfect weather for it,
not
too.
too much tonic. You know.
Wow. 'Cause I was
I'm-
thinking sangria,
Soak up.
but
Well-
that sounds right as well. Yeah, it should just be a white-based sangria.
Mm. I'm glad
Well,
we discovered
We'll
this.
talk about sangria soon.
Well, that's what's really interesting. We thought this would be a bit of a risk because there was so little information on it, and we couldn't find it anywhere.
But
that-
We couldn't even
But
find
hang on,
somebody
we
that
wanted to
stocked it.
taste it though.
Oh yeah.
but
Hey, hell yeah.
but sometimes those things that you can't find any information on, it intrigues.
Mm.
You know,
And
it
because-
makes you look at it and go, I really want to open it just to really see what's going on.
And a lot of the people that have come in looking for it, I think were looking for. There's another rosé gin, but I have a feeling it's a lot sweeter.
It
So I
is.
think that's what we were worried about. But because people had been asking for rosé gins, we wanted to get one in.
Yeah. I've had some of the other rosé gins and they are A, very flat, and B,
Just
A
not
bit sweet.
interesting.
a bit sweet. And not very interesting. It
Yeah.
clearly just tastes like
No, it's got good texture. it's nice.
Tanqueray with a bottle of
Yeah.
cheap rosé poured
Yeah,
in.
okay.
And it just, I don't need to be drinking that.
Liz is gone. Good with strawberry, and guess what? Kumquat.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good with strawberry. I like
Oh.
the orange works.
Alright. Next. Holy Grail. This has become one of my absolute favourite gins.
Oh, these guys. Okay, McLaren Vale Grenache.
Yeah.
Okay, this makes more sense. Beautiful. Fantastic. Beautiful. So, what do we know about Never Never? Whereabouts are these guys?
Ooh.
I thought they were McLaren Vale, weren't they?
Is Never Never McLaren Vale?
Now we've written McLaren. So the region
the
written
winery.
on the
No, they're in McLaren Vale.
yeah they are. The region written on the labels is specifically about the grape. So
Okay.
you'll notice on the bottle of the Press and Bloom it says McLaren Vale, and where they are is the border between McLaren Vale and
Yeah.
Adelaide Hills sort of situation. From what I understand, it's a bit of a vague area in terms of wine.
Yeah.
But they classified their red wines as Adelaide Hills, which is why that's what's on the
okay,
label.
yeah, fair.
Never Never clearly states that it's McLaren Vale Grenache, so it's labelled McLaren Vale.
From the
Do you want me to read where it's from?
Chalk Hill.
Chalk Hill. Oh, Chalk Hill.
Yeah, Chalk Hill.
Is that the one?
Anyway,
Chalk Hill Winery. That's where the Grenache came from, anyway.
Aha! The Grenache.
now you
we
were
know
saying,
how-
Eva, that this is quite. You thought this was very.
I think it's like a fortified wine. It almost has the colour of a fortified wine as well, and just like that richness.
Well,
yeah.
we all know Never Never for their
It smells like pork.
extra juniper and triple juniper and heavy juniper style gins. This was a limited edition one,
Muscat.
and when I saw it, I went, "Oh, that's different." And I'd expect a Grenache would give you like even a raspberry jam kind of. I suppose when you put alcohol with that, you're heading in a port direction, aren't you?
But what's
It's-
interesting is we've spoken about particularly Shiraz gins. Is sometimes you get a semi-dried grape that goes in, and I dare say there's a possibility that these guys have got a semi-dried grape in there.
It does smell like that, doesn't it?
doesn't smell like that, Luke.
I think it does. I think that's what gives you that.
That's
muscat
giving you the
smell.
porty muscatty note.
Ooh. Yeah, Lisa says smells a bit like a 45, and Ian has said a bit of clove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we know how these guys make it?
I
No.
can't say I know much about this at all.
The
No.
mysterious. They keep their secrets.
They just chuck it in the
It's
still.
dark.
Dark.
Yeah.
They said
No, well, they
They
must
can't
be
give it
adding
away.
either some juice or some fruit after the
surely
main
with that
part of the
colour.
distillation to get the colour.
Yeah.
Is anybody else getting pepper?
Yeah.
Or maybe that's that cloves that
What
they-
kind of
Yeah,
pepper?
no pink peppercorn. I'm with Jen on this one.
Ooh, pink peppercorn.
It's that sort of
I don't see pink peppercorns around like they used to. They were big in the 80s on food that they shouldn't have been on, but they're quite useful.
It sounds like parsley then. Just a couple of trees.
I'm liking the idea of the clove as well, because I can definitely get that.
It's not quite as aromatic as I thought it was going to be. Like, you have to stick your nose in the glass a little bit more.
I'm gonna dive in.
I like that it's a bit more restrained on the nose than.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That I guess like
Oh,
fortified,
wow.
it
That
would be
is
not so much.
delicious.
Yeah.
That's why it's one of my favourites.
Whoa.
It's got allspice.
Yeah. We were just a bit Negroni-y, we're thinking.
There is a bit of
Yeah.
Negroni sort of notes in
Ooh.
there.
Yeah.
Which means I think it goes with orange.
That's full of flavour.
Yeah, it's juicy, but
Punchy.
it's dry, and it's like
Ice, please.
yummy, scrumptious.
Yeah, Ian has said yummo. And
Yeah,
Liz, yeah, great mouthfeel. Wow.
isn't it yum?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna avoid
feel like
tonic
mustard.
for a little
That's
bit.
what I was thinking. It's almost got like the
It's
tanniny
got that
kind of
raisiny-
thing.
Yeah, thing going on.
These guys, well, it's
That's
interesting because
nice.
I think if we're saying that it tastes like a fortified wine, they're clearly really focusing on the fruit.
Look how viscous it is in the glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I reckon there's a lot of fruit in this.
Excuse me.
Yep. Ross has had a great idea, and he will soon discover that we didn't order any ginger ale.
That we recommended people to have.
Oh, we found some. No, so.
And Ross says,
Ah.
"Plot twist: we have soda."
Oh, okay.
Ian has said keeping this one neat.
Oh,
I'm
no!
just-
Ice actually changes the nose.
I'm
Makes
just
them more
sticking with,
herbal.
I'm sticking with the Negroni thought here, and I just a little bit of.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna do the classic Christine. It smells like must sticks. It does.
Well, it's done now. Someone said it, so we can get on with it.
I want a bell. I want a bell rung every time I heard that damn word.
And fairy floss.
Yes.
But it does.
And fruit tingles is the other one. Yeah.
And it's actually, you know what? This isn't even musk sticks. This is Old Country Town little musk lolly, the little ones, the
Yes.
little
Like in the milk bar kind of thing.
the
Yeah.
jujubes that would come in a little tin,
Yeah.
you know, and the little you'd open the tin and there'd be like a little
Yeah.
paper wrapper
Yeah.
that you open up, and it's got a little, there's little pellety musk lollies.
Yeah.
Where did you do that?
Small country town. It must have been school holiday on a road trip to a winery,
I can't remember.
and I can almost a chuka.
You just tossed your hair and you haven't got any.
I
He often tucks his hair behind his ears.
Yeah, that's my little like.
That is
Wow.
really delicious. That is
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah.
And is this a limited edition? That's
Yes.
That's annoying. How rude.
Yeah.
How much of it can we get?
As much as we've got, I think.
Oh, there you go.
We're allowed to have a box of it, so.
I tried it with the tonic water and the orange, and I was really happy with that.
Which tonic?
The
Indian?
premium Indian. Sorry.
Yum. Alright, I'm getting orange in there.
Message from Liz: dry ginger ale, okay, but I wouldn't bother next time.
Yeah,
You don't
I don't
need
know
to
that it
mix
needs
it.
it.
I went just a little bit of soda just to get the effervescence to release the flavours because I was
Soda
liking the
work?
Negroni sort of
Oh,
thing
yeah, yeah.
going on.
Did
Thoughts?
the soda work?
Well,
Yeah, I think maybe the tonic might have been better.
I think
though.
maybe just needs more gin.
Yeah, I've just got ice and it's watering it down too much.
What's really interesting though, that we've had Shiraz gins and we've not previously said Negroni flavours. But
Yeah.
something in Grenache is clearly reminding us of sweet vermouth, like a red vermouth. Do you know what I mean? I think that's what
Yeah.
might be bringing the Negroni
Yeah.
in.
I think it's that clovey allspiciness. That's
Yeah,
what's
it's
been
the
missing
clovey
from
allspice.
Shiraz. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Because they're more like that,
Drink
like
more
warm
Grenache, I
peppery.
say.
Pardon?
Yes.
Drink more.
No, but it's
Grenache.
not. But it's not. It's also dry like a Negroni that you get from the gin with the
Yeah.
vermouth as opposed to.
Mm.
It's juicy and dry,
Yeah.
which is a really interesting combo. Alright, I'm still working out if I want to mix this or not.
I don't.
I don't. Oh.
Yeah, you
more.
want to mix it with some more.
I forgot to ask. Well, we decided the Chardonnay we want to drink cold afternoon
With a roast.
with a roast.
No, bugger the roast.
The rosé gin. Where do we want to drink that?
that's-
big
that's,
drink.
That's the big Spanish
Yeah, okay.
job.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
Spanish job.
What about this one? Negroni.
This is like a sunset drinking gin. You
Okay.
know? And I think the Grenache, I'm trying to work out. I think it's like sun is down.
Yeah. You're winding down for the night. It might even be a nightcap sort of thing.
Yeah, actually, I could do that
Have the
after.
dogs
Do you know what?
sleep on your lap.
I
Yeah.
think this is the when you
What
move
kind of
you move
happiness?
to a spirit like a Negroni or an old fashioned after you've been drinking wine with dinner.
Yeah.
Like you finish dinner, you've had your red wine, and you want to sit down with like a Negroni or an old fashioned in front of the fire.
And
That's
this,
it.
this complements the whole and finishes off the whole evening.
What
Yeah.
Are we, what, are
Doesn't
we,
fight
what are we
the
eating with it,
flavours.
Ian?
Yeah, our mate Ian's going to tell us what we're eating with this.
Well, I'm having steak.
Well, Ian said I want a
That
little
could go
a
after
dash
steak.
of soda, and the little fizz brings out the spice.
That's what I did.
Yeah. Liz says went in with some Noily Pratt.
Ooh, okay.
Interesting. Tell us, please.
Top it off and find some.
Something.
Oh, I thought it was
Oh, a different tonic.
Different tonic.
I couldn't picture it with the True Fever Trees. Now,
What is that one?
this is the Windspiel tonic. It's
New
a bit of
Zealand?
it's a German
Oh,
tonic. It's a bit sweeter than Fever Tree. It's not as sweet as Schweppes, but it is one of the highest concentrations of real quinine.
Oh.
So there are a couple of gins where I don't mind having a sweeter tonic, but the problem is that the sweeter tonics often have fake quinine. This, on the other hand, is a nice balance. You get lots of quinine and a bit of sugar.
okay. Liz just says delicious martini
Oh,
with
yes.
the Noily Pratt. Interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There you go.
Oh, that actually works. It doesn't actually fight. That tonic doesn't fight with the gin. It just lifts it.
That was yum.
And Vivian just said her mixing suggestion is some more, please. Yeah, this is why it's one of my
Simple girl
favourites.
with simple taste.
You're like, oh, I've added too much soda.
I'm Maddie.
So more. Glass is empty. Oh, we have Leanne.
Oh, Leanne's
Leanne from Rochford.
on. Whee!
I think Russ has gone back into the
Yeah.
Chardonnay gin.
I loved that Chardonnay gin, actually.
I'm just wondering if this wouldn't go with dessert, quite frankly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, maybe with
Lemon
something
tart.
heavy.
Lemon tart.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh, and she said, thank you for supporting our beautiful Rochford Chardonnay gin. Oh, our pleasure.
Oh,
This-
tell us a
We
little
don't
bit-
mind drinking it.
So, Leanne, tell us a bit more about it. How's it made?
Yeah, we want to know how.
When does the Chardonnay go in, and how does the Chardonnay go in?
Well,
We
when
know
we,
it comes out.
when we first got it in, I think Leanne had just been like, I've just been given this, don't know anything about it, here you go, try it.
I mean, it was first batch, so...
Oh, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. I've got to say, I was a bit sceptical about a sweeter tonic with something so juicy. But
Oh, your
that's,
Grenache. Mm.
that's a yummy.
In my tummy.
Nice. Do we have a favourite out of these?
Nah.
They're all quite different.
And they're all quite yummy.
Hard to compare.
Yeah.
I think we found the right things to do with each of them. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely lemon orange.
I would say that just by nose, the Ginache wins,
Yeah.
but everything else is very close. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think it's.
I actually think this wins on the nose because I like that hoppy, grapefruity sort of smell.
There's not a lot from
Just
the rosé,
different.
but you get a lot
But
more
this
of
is
the
really
colour.
good when you once you add a bit of water and you get
Mm.
all the texture and the complexity out of that.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
really
just sort of
happy
thinking it's sort of kind of an occasional thing. Like this is definitely, you're feeling like a Negroni or something like that. That's the go.
Okay,
Yeah.
plot twist.
But early in the afternoon, you're not feeling like a Negroni, so I reckon that would be the go.
and
You
then
just
somewhere in
drink
the
in that
middle,
order.
could we be doing this?
I
Yeah.
think we just drink
Sunset.
Chardonnay after lunch, and then we have the
Entree,
entree.
mains,
Dessert.
dessert.
Ah, now.
No, I think this is dessert. I think that's after dessert.
All right. So what? Maybe
Supper.
is now the right time to talk about what we did over Easter.
Yes, would you like to talk about it?
Can we pop around?
We'll swap.
Scene swap.
Change places.
Clean cup.
Change places, clean cups. Evening over Easter, what we did is we had been talking for some time with our friend Ian, who of the smashed or non-delivered bottles. He'd been saying, "Oh, this goes with this," and he constantly, because he's a great cook, in fact, a chef. He has been telling us all these things that we haven't bothered you with them because they make us all hungry. And
So Ian has been behind the scenes sending us messages on Facebook
Yes.
every week with his food matchings,
right, anyway,
and they make us.
so he then decided to drive across the
He went,
highway.
"Enough."
Enough's enough, I'm coming. And he arrived, Lord love him, with, we bought oysters, and we did an oyster gin tasting, more of that in a moment. And then Ian did a sous vide and then a long slow smoked brisket. And we found things to go with that. And it was all great deliciousness. And so we are thinking that what we might do is a gin pairing dinner. Ah, yes, thank you, Caitlin.
The dinner.
Yes.
Oh, Ginner.
The gin dinner.
The gin dinner.
Gin
So plans are afoot. We did sketch out. We sketched out a menu late at night, which I could still read. Not bad. And we confirmed it over a glass of Chardonnay the following day.
Good.
So that was good. But we've still got a test drive that with some people, and then of course we popped on what we thought was the best result for oysters. And then our friends from Fossey's went, oh, and what about this? So there's more that we need to taste.
So, are we talking about the possibility of a really brilliant, amazing South Australian chef and a really brilliant country Victorian distiller and
Possibly.
a very small boutique bottle shop coming together?
We are
Collaboration?
We are talking. We are talking.
Oh, yeah.
So the plan at the moment, we haven't yet had conversations with the people from the distillery, but we've got plenty of options. So we are talking at the moment about a limited number of people, because for those of you who've been in here, not a lot of room. Take this out, long table down here, bods.
Oh,
gin.
long table in dinner in the
So
week.
that is the plan.
Logistics.
That is the plan.
No,
Pardon?
Ian's got all under control. He's already thought that one out.
So we've worked that out. We've worked out the logistics. So we've worked out the kitchen logistics. That was all sorted, and
The hard bit's the menu.
we're just
There's too many things on the menu.
we're going to finesse the menu. We're going to finesse what goes with what. So if you are interested in that, when I say limited, I think we're looking at probably 20 people all up.
20 max.
And that will include us. So drop us a line. Let us know. We will.
More to come.
More to come. So that was very exciting. But what was interesting, despite we haven't actually tested, I'm sorry, Steve, we haven't tested the Fossey's Saltbush because that's not what we were doing. We tested four gins with Blackman's Bay oysters,
Oh, yeah.
and the winner was a gin we don't currently stock.
Which means
no,
there
but
is
that's
always
because-
more
Which
work to
means
be done.
More work to be done. Which is the beach box from Phaedrus, but we are going to try and get it in because it's actually distilled with driftwood, so you get that really.
It doesn't just
salty-
taste like the sea. It doesn't just taste like seawater. It
It is
tastes
the
like
sea.
the beach. It
Yeah,
tastes like the
it does.
smell of the beach.
It does. And I had this thing where I tasted it and I
With
went,
oysters.
oysters, it's got to be a thing. And we tried it, and I was very pleased with myself. My palate's learned a lot over the last year. Lockdown might have been bad for some things, but no. And I went, I reckon. And we tried it with some things that said they were oceany. Anyway, it was good.
Anyway,
More of that coming.
Nice.
next week.
Next
what are we
week.
doing next
What are we
week?
next week,
Eva?
Eva?
Next week we are doing Australian spiced cane spirit, basically, because we can't really call it rum.
We can't call it rum because.
Not
It's-
all of it has been aged for 2 years.
Right. Got it.
Yes.
Right.
So first up we have the Adelaide Hills Spiced White, which is called Gunnery. Then we have the Rum Diary Spiced Rum, and then the Stone Pine Denman's Drop Black Spiced Rum. These are all on Drinksmith, the usual goes. Wednesday next week, blah blah blah.
So
100 ml
3
sample
different
bottles.
styles of spiced cane spirit.
Yeah,
Like we've
all
got
Australian.
A white, a gold, a dark. Really interesting spice profiles.
Yeah,
The
beautiful.
rum, give you some homework, guys. The rum diary mightn't be so Australian.
It's Australian company.
We're saying
Exactly.
Australian owned.
That's why we're not saying rum. Well, not rum, but
Yeah, Australian owned.
And what are we doing for our next in-store, boys and girls?
next in
Ooh.
store. We wanted to do something fun, not just wine,
Not just wine.
but sangria. We do
Well,
So, we were talking about what we're going to do in store. We usually do wine things in store. And we've done a lot of wine. We've gone through all the wines, couldn't really decide what to
We
do
can
next.
start again.
And I thought, and then Vivian said something very poignant. She said, what we need to do
Shock horror.
for an in-store tasting is something really fun.
Yeah.
Something really exciting. Something
what
that
could
we
be more
can really
fun
get into.
than sangria? That's what
And
I say.
one of Vivian's favourite party drinks is the sangria. She's well known for her party sangria. And we've been deep diving into our lockdown sangrias. So we're going to do a white sangria, a rosé sangria, and a red sangria.
Just like you do with gin.
We're
Yep.
going to give you variations on all of the above.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's sweet, whether it's dry, whether it's orange, whether it's lemon, whether it's soda, whether it's lemonade. We're going to do the whole thing in store.
Yeah.
Lots of sangria. Big
Yeah.
party.
Yeah, nice.
Into it.
So that's not next week, but the week after. We are going to be putting up a video before that, so you have plenty of time to know what you need to buy and what you need to prep before the tasting.
If you
If
wanna-
you
are
want to
at
do it
home.
at home or whatever.
But yeah, come and do it in store. Join the fun with us.
We'll tell you all about it and we'll have done all the work for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yes.
If all you want to do is hold out a glass and say yes please, then
Give me.
give us a bell.
But it's about learning how to make a sangria that you like. That's
Yeah.
the main thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesomeness.
Beautiful.
Yummy,
Fantastic.
yummy.
Fabulous.
Well, thanks for joining us for Wine Gin.
Awesome.
See you all
wine.
next week.
Bye.
Drinkity drinkity.
Oh, my drink's over there.
I've got marshmallow.